Hey, welcome back to the channel. The next thing we're doing on the bike actually is changing the headlight. This is going to be replacing the broken one. As you might remember, it's broken there, and I thought this was a good time to actually upgrade it. So I purchased a halogen bulb, so we'll see if it's worth an upgrade on here. The bulbs on these are pretty dim on the SCRAM 411s. So it should be better anyways, but I also had to order this from India, so we'll see how it goes. Anyways, let's get into it. So like I said, I got this from India. It's a HJG. I've never heard of this brand before. I can't find a lot of things for this bike here in Canada. And before all of you start asking, Canada sucks. So anything you buy here, I mean, I keep having to spend so much money on these things. This light here actually is really relatively cheap. I found it on eBay. I think it was $72 Canadian. I think it said it was coming from the US, but after I ordered it, it ended up coming from India. So $72, and it was $30 for duties and customs and whatever. So $100 for the light. It's still cheap compared to something I'd pay for the Harley, but it just sucks where, you know, what is that, 40% goods and services tax put onto it basically. But anyways, we're gonna break it open and see what it actually looks like, because in the pictures it actually looks pretty neat, so we'll see if the pictures do justice. Anyways, let's open it up. Well, what do you think? Thought it was kind of cool to have the little R in there, but having looked at the side things, it doesn't look like it's LED that I thought it was, but yeah, that's different. But I guess we'll have to see what it looks like when it's actually turned on, so let's get it installed. So to remove the light, it's just these two bolts on the side, and they are 6mm hex key. Just those two, and then there's one underneath, and of course that's a different size, so I'll get the proper hex key. The one under here is actually 4mm. And then it just comes out. And then from here, it's actually just two Phillips. Take those out. And then this should bring the O-ring off. Dealing with broken glass here, so I have to be somewhat careful. Oh. You gotta love, sorry, I gotta show this to you. You gotta love the high quality duct tape or electrical taping that they do on these bikes. Sorry, I just thought that was funny. Great, I'd show you that. And from here, it's just two clips. This one here, I've heard it's for the high beam. Now, a lot of people don't actually end up plugging that in after because of their lights that they get, but maybe mine's not LED now. That and this plug here. There's the old one. Kind of looks like the right plug, so let's get the new beam. Oh, and sorry, the next thing I actually have to do is take this ring off. I should actually end up seeing, I mean eventually I should see if I can get a new one. I'm sure I can, just with the ding up there. But this needs to go over top of the new one. And to get them out, it's there's all these little clips in here, and you just kind of, I don't think there's a great way of doing it. I think it's just a matter of prying at them. Kind of do one side down and pops right out. So there's 2, 4, 5 of them. So yeah, I won't bore you. I'll get these out. And there, it's not the easiest to get out. I don't know if mine's just a little dented too, which I think it is a little bit in the inside, but it eventually comes out. There is a notch, I guess, if you get the regular bulb. There is a notch here that matches up with that, so it kind of aligns it so it's upright for you. But yeah, let's get the new one and put it into the ring. So putting it in, like I said, it's reversing it. The only thing is there's nothing to align it up on the back. At least these things don't match up. So I'm going to have to do it a different way, because you want the R obviously to be upright. So this here, the only thing is, I guess you can use the back of these to make sure they're vertical from the 2 notches that screw into there. So I guess as long as you line that up and make sure they're aligned when you put your clips in, you should be good. I've seen elsewhere where I think you can only get 3 on these because of the little notches in there. That's where they'll go. Down there is too far. But let's get those in. So just reverse it. Get the one side in, and you can just hold it down and pry the other one down. That's it. And yeah, you'll only be able to get 3 of them in there. There's 5 in the original one, but yeah, you're gonna have to do with 3. I think it should be fine. I guess we'll find out if it will be fine. So one thing I'm gonna mention is this does not come with instructions, and the previous light only had 2, or sorry, the 2 prongs. So one, the main one, and then one for high beam. This one has 3 extra ones, or 2 extra ones, I guess. So I'm not 100% sure which one's which. So trial and error. Let's try it out. So first, this one has a yellow wire, so I'm going to try it with the yellow wire first. So we'll plug the main one in and plug in the yellow one. And let's have a look. Huh. Is that meant to be that? There's actually no lights. Plan B. So after some pain, I figured out that I actually had the fuse was blown on here. So what you want to do is actually take the wire, the quick disconnect off of the old light, and connect it to the white wire. The white wire is the one that's actually the main power, or the constant power. So you want to connect that on. So it's a nice quick disconnect to put it in there. Now try it out, make sure it works. On. Oh, let's start the bike. It's on. High beams, low beams, high beams. I think it looks pretty cool. Okay, now we can just put it back. Make sure it's upright. There's a little tab here. You just have to flip it under here first, and then we'll just slide in and match up the holes. One screw each side. Or put the rest. I'm going to check it again. Yep, still working. So the one underneath is actually pretty hard to get. There is another screw here. What I had to do is loosen that one to tighten that one and then tighten that one. So you might have to do that as well. It's not too difficult, but you need to do it in that order. Make sure it's still working. Looks good. Now, let's test it out at night. Oh, before we do that, a little ASMR, I think is what the kids call it. Nice.